Hi everyone, apologies for the brief delay and thanks for joining our online open event for business and management. Tonight I'm joined by tutors Adam and Rochelle. If you do have any questions that you'd like to ask throughout the event, please pop these in the Q&A box, which will just be to the right hand side of your screen, and our team will answer these towards the end of the session. Adam and Rochelle, over to you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so first of all, welcome to the event. Obviously, I'm the head of department for our business. My name's Adam Connell. So we'll just very quickly just going to tell you a little bit about what we have to offer, a little bit what's going on the campus at the minute, and then got some bit of a voiceover from some of the students that have just graduated, and then hopefully get you speaking to some of the students that are currently on the course as well. So first things first, so what courses that we currently offer. So these are the two main programs that we're offering at the moment. So the first one is the FDA Business Management. So that would be you would enroll for 2021 now for September, and that's our FDA, which is at the first 2 years of a bachelor's degree, and you do that with us, and we do that in partnership with Manchester Metropolitan University, and that's all on our website as well, and all the units that are there that we currently deliver for that. The other side, on the grey side, is the HNC Flexible Learning for business. So we're offering that as a starting point for 2021 January and also March. We do it as a kind of, you do 2 units at a time, and you can constantly roll over, and there will be an option as well if you want to carry on over the summer as well and do units as well, so you can actually keep going, so we're not just stuck to term time. So it's flexible around your times, as long as you get it done within the academic year, which is pretty good. So they are our 2 main courses that we're offering. So, but we wanted to basically show you a little bit what's going on campus. So I'm just going to show you this short video. I want to do a bit of a voiceover as well. So kind of a welcome. So this is our building. Obviously you can't come there and visit at the moment, but that's obviously to show you what it looks like. So welcome to we call it the Cube at Openshaw campus. Let's start going inside. And obviously the first thing you can see there is our cafe. So it's our very friendly Cube cafe, which gets us our coffee and our dinners. And we also have a good library service as well, available online and offline. And this is one of your main rooms. Obviously you can see there it's all set out currently so we can keep a 2 metre distance. But that's our current room. And obviously, well, for here, our tutors will meet you online and on campus. So there are 2 of our tutors there waving at you. And then there's just a little bit about how we're keeping you engaged. So that was an activity that Michelle did, where you scanned a QR code and then you were able to input some answers in, and it appeared on a word cloud. And that's a little bit what's going on the campus. So it just gives you a little bit of flavour. Don't want to take too long there. And that's our motto there. Your personal journey starts here. So we'll try and help you on your path, whichever it may be. Okay, so that was a brief little, give you a flavour of what it's like on campus a little bit. And then what we've got here as well is just a little bit from our graduating students. So hopefully you'll be able to hear this. Just try this one.
Don't think that's working, Adam.
No, tell you what we'll do. Are there students online now?
We don't seem to have them on yet.
Ala has just messaged me to say that he is on but can't seem to message for some reason, and I can't see him appearing on a group, so I don't know what's gone on there.
Rochelle, do you want to just talk a little bit more about the courses, and I'll see if I can grab the students on.
Yeah, so that image there from that Adam had just shown of the student holding her little girl is one of our mature students who's recently graduated, well, a couple of years ago now, Kimoni. She studied with us for a full 3 years. She did her foundation degree with us in business management for a 2-year period, and then did her top-up year in business management as well. And she graduated overall with a first class honours degree, and graduated, had a little girl with her. And she's just a great example to show, you know, it doesn't matter what age you are. You know, you're never too old to learn something new, and she's really embraced her studies. She was a student rep with us as well, so that gave her lots of insights and experience around the college and the wider UCEN Manchester group. And then she developed and progressed into, I can't remember the title of her role, Adam, could you remember?
She was a governor, student governor, wasn't she, at one point?
Yeah, so she had a student governor role, but she's had a range of experiences with the college and got involved with decision making and sort of enhancing the learning experience for students within UCEN Manchester. So a lot of changes in development come from feedback from students like Kamoni. So, you know, I think what's good about us in terms of feedback from students, this isn't my own words, I'm just thinking of feedback from students over the last couple of years, and they do value the smaller group class sizes, so it's not your typical university environment where you're in a lecture theatre with a couple of hundred students. We are fairly small groups in a class at a time, which is, to some, you know, some want to experience the university and the full lecture theatres, but others don't. Kamoni being one of those students, she enjoyed the interaction with other students, opportunity to speak to tutors and explore the assignments, the requirements and different topic areas, and we can sort of tailor it to the pace of the group of students as well. So we build quite good relationships with the full cohort, and we can provide support and encouragement to make sure that you get the best out of the learning experience.
And that's really important what you're saying there as well. It's every student that comes to us, I mean, we understand that everyone has, I mean, I've seen Kamoni's, you can see there, a little girl there. It's a big commitment looking after a child, and obviously and working and doing your studies as well. And that's where I think we really come in, and you can communicate with us, and we do try and keep our timetables to like quite condensed. So we always try and keep it to 2 days so people can plan their work-life balance around us. And as long as you stay in communication with us, that's the really key thing for us to help you, I've said on the previous slide, your journey, because everyone's journey is slightly different, and we appreciate that. And as long as you're honest and open with us, we can support you on that journey to you getting to that point where she stood there with a cap and gown on.
Definitely.
So what we can do is just quickly talk about maybe some of the topics that we actually cover in the on the degree courses. So, for example, I know we newly revalidated with Manchester Met for our foundation degree, and so there's a couple of units on there that we've introduced, which are really current and current. So like big data is one. I know that you're delivering that for next semester, aren't you?
I am indeed. Interesting, hot topic at the moment.
Yeah, I mean it's a great topic that for business people it's really topical, because things like GDPR, revamped Data Protection Act, things like that are really current, and things every company was affected when the GDPR came out, and we're still dealing with now. I mean, if you've been on a website now, when it says about cookies and where you allow your data to be sold, big data, and that's all around the big data issue with where's that data coming from. If you clicked on a website and it links into all kinds of stuff like, is Alexa listening to you, and how much information does like companies like Amazon have on you if you use like an Alexa or a Google Assistant. But big data as well for organizations is how much is your data worth, and that's kind of really interesting topics to really cover, and we do that at level 4, and then it gets more advanced at level 5 as well. Which is really interesting, really, to have a look at, and because basically, like there's a lot of art people writing about this at the moment, saying that basically data is the new oil, the new gold. It's the most valuable thing that we've currently got in this new digital age. So big data is actually really a massive area, and that's covered in both the HN pathway and in the foundation degree now as well. And so the next one I want to put in there was that being creative and entrepreneurial. You just taught that unit, haven't you, Michelle? The we call it ICE, because
yeah, it's been developed again in partnership with MMU, and that unit is a little bit different to the other units, and students either start off, they either love it or they hate it, because it's the whole idea of being more creative, using the creative side of your brain and coming up with new business ideas through the use of a range of idea generation tools. And students at first were a little bit sort of, I'll be honest, weren't really keen on the idea. They build a portfolio, they carry out these activities, but once they got into it, you know, there's been some really cool ideas that are coming out the back end of that, and the assessment and the portfolio is due in a couple of weeks, so they've got a bit of time now to start building on that. And it's a great opportunity to look at your skill set, you know, both academically but also professionally, and you get an opportunity to develop on a lot of them, you know, things like problem solving skills, you know, your creativity skills, and just looking at how you can develop and prepare yourself and get set up for the next part of the course, really, and grow as a student. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to reading some of these and looking into the ideas.
Yeah, because it's quite exciting, isn't it? It's just being able to challenge you, and that's kind of what a degree is meant to do, isn't it? It's trying to put you outside your comfort zone, and I know that's quite a good feedback that I've had from some of the business students that have just recently graduated. It's all about pushing you to outside of your comfort zone. Things like, I mean, one at the bottom there, it's that accounting and fintech for managers. I mean, that's a unit that a lot of people go, oh my god, it's maths and it's lots of accounting, and it's really not. When you actually look at the actual unit, it's stuff that you generally do need to know, and that's what's the beauty of doing a business management degree. It's not just knowing a business, it's knowing all part of that business, and part of that is understanding, right, well, knowing profit and loss, being able to, I mean, in this one as well, it's looking at, can you use Excel efficiently, things like Sage efficiently and stuff like that. So there's a lot of content in there of knowing, because you don't want to go into a business and then start doing your give your books to someone else to do, and if you don't understand them, they could be ripping you off, and that's the last thing we want. So as business management graduates, we'd expect you to have that base knowledge of actually what it is. And that's the same thing for like the entrepreneurship. It may not be you're not the person with the idea, you may be the person leading it or managing or project management side of it. But in our degrees, I mean, obviously, if I just slide back a couple of slides. There you go, is it still there? There you go. So when you look at like, just what's in the first year alone, it's all about like, innovation, creativity skills, accountancy, understanding the customer experience. It's quite vague, it's quite broad, and you notice actually there's quite a lot there, and that's because we deliver it in a short way. So it's actually only about like 6-7 weeks per module. So you do like 2 at a time. So it's quite a fast-paced course as well, which is really good. It gives you the flavour of all of it. And then at level 5, once you've successfully completed all these courses, the units, you're able then to progress and be able to pick which area you want to go into, whether it be like a marketing side of it or human resource management, which I know Michelle's quite passionate about, and that side, or still within the general management side as well. So it does give you a bit of flexibility and gives you that bit of a flavour then with the business management one, where you're able to complete that first year, and then in your second year able to select some different units as well, like electives we call them.
On that then, while we've got it up there, could you guys explain what a HNC and HND are, just so for anybody watching?
I've just seen the questions. I was going to jump in as well. Well, good one, Isabel. Yeah, so the HNC, and I don't know, Adam might be able to build on this a bit more than me, but a HNC, also known, well, it stands for Higher National Certificate. So as you can see on the screen there, it's equivalent to the first year of your foundation degree, or it's also equivalent to the first year of a degree. So in effect, it's the same level. It's just a different qualification that you come out with, and it's just a different set of units and different content. Also, it's actually a qualification set by Pearson. So if you studied a BTEC before, then the HNC, HND is very similar to how a BTEC is structured. So it's quite familiar in that sense, but they are quite similar. I think the thing with the HNC is if you are looking to progress and go into higher education in the very near future, so say for example you're looking now, because the foundation degree in business management has already started for this year, you might be ready to start your learning in the next couple of months. So we've got a January start for the HNC that starts January 2021. So rather than waiting until September to do the foundation degree, you can actually start your higher education learning from January. Once you've completed your first year, you gain your certificate, you can then progress on to the second year, which is the higher national diploma. Again, once you've done those 2 years, same with the foundation degree, you can then progress on to a top-up year and get your full degree, BA, BSc degree, you know, within 3 years, as you would traditionally anyway. So it's just a little bit of an alternative. And also with the HNC, HND is we're offering a bit more of a flexible approach to the learning design at the moment. So we've got a bit more flexibility in how it's structured, how it's delivered, because we have got a bit more ownership, whereas the foundation degree, because it's validated by Manchester Met University, we're quite restricted in terms of the content, the delivery and design, because it's in line with the university. So that's the only difference really. And your outcome certificate is the HNC, HND will be a certificate from Pearson, and the foundation degree will be a certificate from Manchester Met University.
Yeah, that's great, Rochelle. And I guess it's also good if, you know, maybe you want to get into business, but maybe you're not really sure about committing to a full 3-year degree. So you can come out each of those years with a fully recognised qualification.
That's it,
as
yeah.
well.
Yeah, we get some students that take a year out once they've completed these. And with the HNC, we've had students do the HNC for a year, take a year out, and then come back and do the HND the year after. So it does allow a bit more flexibility, which is quite good, and especially with everything that's going on, that uncertainty, it gives that people a little bit of sort of leeway, if you like. I can see that a question's been asked as well. If you don't want to be an entrepreneur, what kind of roles could you do? Well, it's business management, isn't it? So it's not necessarily just managing your own business, although most of our students do have that in mind, but it is quite difficult, and the amount of people that actually go on to run their own businesses is not that many. But it's the idea of, you know, everything around you is a business, and you can go into retail, you can go into operations, you can go in supply chain, in education, in some shape or form. You can go into managing people and a business. So I just think these two courses allow you a deeper insight into different functions and aspects of business and organisations. And there is there's quite a bit of leeway in terms of which routes you can go into. We've got students that progress into marketing, human resources. We've got a student at the moment finishing their second year who's going on to do a top up in finance and accounting, because they want to go into finance when they finish. I've got students that, you know, have gone into HR managerial roles after the course. So, you know, it just opens up doors to lots of opportunity.
Yeah, and I think it's really important to study as well, because obviously the current situation is quite topical, isn't it? I mean, look at, there's so many small businesses that are under threat because of different scenarios going on, and some of them had to be entrepreneurial and alter their current delivery models, and some have gone to deliver completely online, some have gone to offering additional services they may not have done before, obviously, like things being able to offer delivered, whether it be like the bakery that have had to, they've been able to deliver to your door and stuff like that, or set up different services. And there's all kinds of different ways that it's a mindset that we teach more than anything else. It's a process that it's good to know, because when it comes to your own business or working in a company, if you're able to put those practices and processes into place, you may find that you could help that company find a different revenue stream. And that's why it's important to teach it, really, because it may help you. I mean, right now it's really useful. That's what a lot of companies are doing.
Yeah, I think that kind of probably goes on to nicely as well, and kind of talking about people who maybe haven't considered about studying before. But so what qualifications or experience would you need to enrol on those courses?
Do you want to answer that, Adam, or me?
Yeah, I can. So ideally, obviously, if you've done a level 3 qualification before, but we do take prior learning, particularly on the HNC, HND flexible learning one. If you've not studied for a while, you've studied if you've done a level 3 course ages ago, or you've got experience of running your own company and your class as a mature learner, which is basically over the age of 21, we would bring you in for an interview, and we'd make sure that, because the good thing about the HNC, HND pathway, more so than the other one, is that actually for the assessments it's quite very much more, slightly more practical, whereas there's a bit more writing probably in the FDA of the writing. There is still writing, there's still academic writing, of course there is, but there's slightly a bit less in the HNC, because it's a bit more practical. Like some of the assessments would be presentations, or create something like a film, or create something practical to showcase your work, which you can do a bit more in the flexible learning one. So the only other requirement really that we would say is your English and your maths, because you would be doing things like accountancy and a little bit, and obviously numbers are important, and so is your English. We would recommend at least a level 2, which is basically your GCSE level of either functional skills in English and maths. That's what we would. That's what we look for.
Brilliant, thanks for that. And then I think Rochelle obviously alluded a little bit to this before, but what can you specialise in within this? So I think probably more the foundation degree, isn't it, in the second year you were talking about?
Oh, you mean what pathways, what routes you can go into?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so the first year is business management, so it's a range of content. So like you can see there, you can look at like sustainability, creativity and entrepreneurship. You can look at finance and accounting, managing people, etc. And then we touch on a bit of human resources. There is a bit of marketing in there as well. And then the idea is that from that first year, you can then choose alternative pathways in the second year. So for example, you might be more interested in marketing, so you can go on to the pathway of business and marketing, or you can go down the route of human resources, or you can stay sort of in the streamline of business management. So it just changes the title on your foundation degree, and you get a bit more of a flexibility and more specialised knowledge of business. Is that what you meant? Sorry.
Yeah, I think that's it, isn't it? I think, yeah. And then while I've got you as well, Rochelle, can you share some examples of the types of jobs students gain upon graduating?
Yeah, so I'm trying to think of some specific examples. So we've had students leave us and go on to, student governor roles within the college, the LTE group. We've had students go into, HR advisory roles and support roles within HR. We've had a student a few years ago go on to work for New York Bank.
Yeah, Bank of New York.
Bank of New York, that's it. Yeah, he went and got a really good job there. We've had students that have gone off and settled their own marketing and media companies. There's loads. There's an array of supply chain management.
Pardon? I'll go on to the master's degree now.
Yeah, again, there's, you can go and progress your academic studies. If you're still interested in developing your learning and a deeper understanding, you can progress on to so some of our HR students over the last couple of years has progressed on to their masters with Manchester Met Uni or elsewhere, and they've got a master's in HR, but they also get a professional accreditation through that, which is the Chartered Institute of Personnel Development, which is a highly recognised qualification in the HR world. And again, if you think of HR, a lot of people think, oh, HR, it's quite a small role, it's pretty basic. But if you do research into HR advisory roles, learning and development, people and performance, building reward strategies, organisational design, it's quite a healthy reward package surrounding that. So, it is, again, it's another great opportunity. Again, HR sort of somewhere where I've kind of specialised over recent years. So you can just apply your knowledge and experience around business management to, again, like I said before, any industry, really, and every, business is a business at the end of the day, and it's just these management skills and the knowledge that you learn, and then you can apply them to different contexts.
Yeah, completely. And I think that having that well-rounded education really gives you that perception of, because if you think like if you're a cafe owner, you might be the owner, but you might also do the roaders, also hire, also do all your finances and your books and all those kinds of things. So I think it's having that well-rounded education, whether you're looking to be an entrepreneur or looking to find a bit more of a niche role within a larger business.
Yeah, we've got students who work in hospitality and they love their roles in that industry, but they can only progress so far at the moment. So they're looking to develop their management skills and knowledge and insights around sales and marketing, leadership and managing of people to enhance themselves in that industry so they can progress in their careers to go more into management roles. And so it's like event organising roles, whatever it might be, you know, hotel management, you can apply it to everywhere.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, I think that's the last of the questions that we have had through. So I might just hand back to you, Adam and Rochelle, if you've got any final words before we finish up today's session.
No, I mean, I've just put on the screen there as well, just about the specialist electives at level 5 on the foundation degree. That's been on the screen just for a bit as well. They were just reiterating what Michelle just said then about the management, marketing and human resource management. But what I would just like to say is, like, thank you very much for your time today. And if you've got any questions whatsoever, please do get in touch. I know they've put the details, contact us in the chat bar there. So please do get in touch if you've got any questions that you may have that you've now got from what we've talked about, or if you've got any other questions about the courses, please just let us know. We're still available to start, obviously, in January and March as well. So if you want to delay it a little bit more, that's fine. And obviously, we're here to support you on your journey. Like I said, your personal journey starts here. So whenever that wants to start for you, we're here.
Brilliant. Well, thanks for that both, and thanks everyone for joining us this evening. While this is the last night of our series of open events, you can catch up with any of the other sessions that we've run across this week by visiting our website or our YouTube channel. If you would like to apply for UCEN Manchester, either for a September entry or for the January 2021 entry as well, you can visit our website and just search for business courses and hit apply now. If you do have any further questions, you can get in touch via the website as well, and we'll pop that information and the link back to the website in the chat box tonight. So we hope you've enjoyed us, and thank you again for joining.